Listen, it's normal to have a positive and a negative voice going on in your mind. We'll call that voice the inner coach versus the inner critic. And you have more resources than you think to be able to feed the inner coach and make that the most powerful voice in your life. Hey, in this video, we're gonna be talking about how to distinguish between those two voices and how to strengthen your inner coaching voice. I'm gonna give you 5 specific ways for you to nurture that coaching voice. Go ahead and hit subscribe, say hello below, and let's get started. I'm Trish Blackwell, your confidence coach, and I just want to remind you that the voice that you have inside, how you talk to yourself, will either push you into greatness or pull you away from your dreams. And I want you to feel encouraged and to not need it from an outside source. That is where your self-coach comes in. I want you to pause for a moment and think about the most encouraging coaches you've ever had in your life. What do the voices sound like? Take a minute and think about, how did they encourage you? How did that drive your life? What did it make you believe was possible for you? Now, after you've thought about that ideal coach, think about your biggest critic, the person who's been the most unkind or belittling to you. How does that voice make you feel? Now, the reality is that our brain is wired to have both voices. Our brain is going to have that, and our brains are also wired to overemphasize the negative, which is why that critical voice can sometimes feel so powerful. Our brain, in a survival mechanism, overemphasizes the negative and underemphasizes the positive, which is why it is so imperative to direct your thoughts to what is good, to direct your focus and your hope on what is possible and this great potential that you have. And a great coaching voice brings out the best in us. It activates us to new levels of playing our game. That's why I love being a coach. I help people activate the next level of their life by changing the way they think. Everyone needs a coach. All great athletes need a coach. Olympic athletes need a coach. Musicians need coaches and instructors and teachers. We need one another. And you get to decide how you will talk to yourself. So how will you talk to yourself? Will you bring out that inner coach and be a voice of encouragement to yourself? Or will you stay stuck in the same narrative, thinking that if you bully yourself or if you try hard enough, that things will change? I stayed in that old voice for years, and as a result, not a lot changed. When I started deciding to be my own encourager, to be somebody who looked for the good, not just the bad, and to fight against my perfectionism, all or nothing thinking, and realize that there was a different way to think, and it starts by being kind. It starts by being kind to myself and speaking words of encouragement to myself, literally in that way, like saying to myself, hey Trish, you can do this. Hey Trish, you got this. Hey, great job. You're coaching myself along. Even in little things has changed my life. But I want to give you 5 ways today to nurture your inner coach. Okay, the first way to nurture your inner coach is to learn how to self-coach. Self-coaching is that internal dialogue, that internal conversation that you have with yourself. It's being open to talk back to yourself. When your mind is starting to spiral or you feel discouraged, that you don't allow yourself to just go feel it, but that you talk to yourself through it, that you speak out loud. You look at the circumstances versus your thoughts, and you take some time investigating that difference. Self-coaching can also be done through journaling. It can be done through affirmations, but it has to be done in a way that you slow down to think about what you think about. Now, if you want some help self-coaching, this is what I coach on in the College of Confidence, my online group coaching program. You can get more info at collegeofconfidence.com. But learning how to self-coach and how to be your own coaching voice takes practice and a willingness to say, okay, I am self-coaching right now. The second way to nurture your inner coach voice is to really master your self-concept. Your self-concept is who you see yourself as. Who is it that you see yourself? What is your vision of how you carry yourself in the world and what is possible and potential within you? Now, I have recently done a whole workshop on mastering self-coaching and your self-concept. What is your current self-concept and how do you step into your future self-concept? Because here's the deal, if you know who you are, then anything will be possible for you. Know who you are and know what you want, and anything is possible. We have workshops on that in the College of Confidence. I would love for you to get started on those, but you can get started today by simply taking pen and paper and writing down, who am I? And what do I want? What is my self-concept? And who do I want to become? So the third way to master your inner coach voice versus your inner critic, get rid of the inner critic and master the inner coach, is to get coached. Hey, you know how to coach yourself by first being coached. So work with a therapist, work with a coach, come join us in the College of Confidence, get around other coaches, listen to podcasts, check out my podcast, the Confidence Podcast, get coached. And when you hear enough coaching voices, you will start coaching yourself as well. The fourth way, and we've already sort of alluded to this when we were talking about self-coaching, because it is a method that you can use in the dialogue of self-coaching, but that is journaling. Journaling is a daily spiritual discipline. I really believe it is breathing for your brain. You will see if you scroll through my channel here on YouTube, I have lots of videos on how to journal, where to get started, how to create the habit, and how to have effective journaling. Start there. Go check those videos out after this. But journaling can change your life. It is breathing for your brain, and it gives you that space to learn how to talk to yourself, to learn how to slow down and write out your thoughts and answer yourself in a call and response way. It will change your life. I really, really, really can't wait to hear how it does for you. So check those videos out and get journaling. Okay, so our fifth and final way to nurture your inner coach voice is to speak affirmations. What we speak over our lives is what we end up creating and experiencing. I want you to speak what you seek, and the practice of doing a daily affirmation can change everything. And for my students in the College of Confidence, they know that this is part of our daily journaling process, but you can do it any way you want. You've actually checked out, I'll link it in the comments. We had a very specific podcast that you can listen to for free at the Confidence Podcast on how to use words to create a beautiful life for yourself, how to use the power of affirmations. I'll make sure I link it below, as well as a YouTube video for you that has those affirmations. But my challenge for you as we close is to notice your voices today. Notice the inner critic versus the inner coach. And I want you to applaud what you want to feed. Feed that inner coach voice. Take note and say, even just give yourself credit. Say, good job, me, on using that inner coach voice. And it's a good starting point to know which voice do you speak to yourself the most in. Spend some time journaling and reflecting today on who are the most powerful coaches in your life and how can you emulate the example that they've set and you continue that narrative in the dialogue of your own brain. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Comment below, say hello. I can't wait to hear what resonated in this video, and I'll see you on the next video.